Warning: this video, blog, or vlog could contain harsh opinions and foul language. If you do not appreciate said content or material, well, you could just fuck right off. Greetings, Internet people. RantingRamsay here. How are you all doing today? I wasn't doing so bad until I stumbled across a page on the Internet today that really made me just kind of grind my teeth for a second and rage on the inside. And then I was like, man, this is just asinine. This needs to be refuted. And then I was like, well, wait a minute. There's an article I saw on the Internet a couple days ago which refutes this thought and ideal all on its own, but brings up another valid point. So we have a couple of different things to talk about today. And as you can see by the title, we're revisiting one of my favorite subjects to complain and bitch about, which would be religion, and in this particular case, it would be Christianity specifically. Now, every time I bring up something like this, I get a number of people in the comments and in comments on my channel and sending me private messages that say, this is just the minority of Christians, not all Christians feel this way, this is blah, 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 blah. But, I mean, really, every single Christian viewpoint is a minority, because there are literally thousands of sects of Christianity that disagree wholeheartly and vehemently with other pieces of doctrine of Christianity. It seems like even the core fundaments, the core beliefs of the Christian religion differ from sect to sect, which, in my personal opinion, is one of the things that makes Christianity relatively laughable, because there's not even one blanket doctrine that they follow. It all depends on what particular sect of Christianity that you choose to believe in. But I digress. That's not really the point, though it may come up later. The first thing the page that got me started, like I said, that I alluded to at the beginning of this video, which is the first link in the description. I'll have to be honest, I didn't go further than the introduction, because it was the introduction itself, how it presented itself, and what it had to say that made me go, this is absolutely asinine bullshit. And I'm going to go ahead and read this to you. It's linked in the first link in the description. I'm going to go ahead and read these two paragraphs from this particular page, this blog, this article, whatever. And it says, it's entitled, The Uniqueness of Christianity. And the introduction says, what makes the Christian religion different from every other religion is love. Hold on. I'm probably going to get in trouble with the Buddhists and the Hindus and Jews and Muslims. Why they felt the need to go and instead of using commas and then one and, which is grammatically proper grammar when it comes to listing things in a sentence, but I digress. For saying this, they continue, but it's true. Already they're applying one of the basic fundaments of persuasive writing in telling you it's true without giving any kind of factual backup. It's saying, this is why I feel it's true. It's true. Oh, it's damn true. So, anyway, continuing on. I'm not saying that other religions don't concern themselves with love, parentheses, because every religion worth the title does deal with love. Once again, another trick of persuasive writing. But that, and this is in italics, in Christianity, love is the central reality, end italics, not just one among a number of other values. And it is given far more importance than in any other religion. It's such a pompous statement. The emphasis on love is what sets Christianity far above every other religion, because love is the central reality of human life in their particular imagination land. Love should be the central fundament of human life, but it's actually survival and reproduction are the two actual most important fundaments of human life, because human life is organic, reproducing life. And as much as we all want to put shiny faces on it, the reality of our life is we're all programmed to eat and fuck. That is all that we are programmed to do at a genetic level. Everything else is just a product of our overactive brains. But there you go. Sorry. That's what got me started. Is like, wait, Christianity is a religion of love? Christianity is a religion of love? Are you absolutely fucking serious? There has to be something out there that I could reference solidly that proves that this... Oh, wait a minute, there is. Hold on. Let me pull up this other page here, the second link in the description, title, U.S. high school student threatened with death for opposing school prayer. Not surprisingly, this happens in the Deep South in North Louisiana. The Bible Belt, as actually mentioned in the article, which I'm going to read the first couple of paragraphs of this article to you guys as well. You can see, because it brings up quite easily, quite validly, the points, the ideas that I'm trying to get across to you in this, and those are that the person who wrote the introduction for the previous page that the first link, the one that I just told you about, is a self-deluded, just fool, an asinine fool. North Louisiana has been described as the buckle on the Bible Belt. And not without good reason, as high school student Damon Fowler at Bastrop High School has discovered to his cost. On the eve of his graduation, the atheist student contacted the school superintendent to let him know that he opposed the inclusion of a prayer at the graduation ceremony. He pointed out, validly, truly, and rightly, those are my words, those three, he pointed out that government-sponsored prayer in the public schools was unconstitutional and legally forbidden, and that he would be contacting the ACLU if it went ahead. The school agreed to substitute it with a moment of silent reflection, which was subsequently scuppered by a Christian student. Then, Fowler's name, his role in the incident was leaked, and as a direct result, 1. Fowler has been hounded, pilloried, and ostracized from his community. 2. One of Fowler's teachers has publicly demeaned him. 3. Fowler has been physically threatened. Students have threatened to, quote, jump him, end quote, at graduation practice, and he has received multiple threats of bodily harm and even death threats. 4. Fowler's parents cut off his financial support, kicked him out of the house, and threw his belongings onto the front porch. That sounds, to me, like love. Doesn't it sound like love to you? Doesn't that sound like the Christian idea of turn the other cheek? Doesn't that sound like the Christian idea of love thy enemy? Doesn't that sound like these people are holding to their bosom, holding to heart the teachings of their religion, and putting love above all else in their life, as the previous author from the other article so vehemently tells you is true, that Christianity... Well, I guess these people are just not true Christians. I guess the whole of North Louisiana are just not true Christians. I guess the Christians in the Tea Party are just not true Christians. This is such a, quote, no true Scotsman, unquote, logical fallacy that I cannot even fucking bear it. If you don't know what the no true Scotsman logical fallacy is, go fucking look it up, because I'm just tired of explaining it to people. It's a logical fallacy that basically says... I'm not gonna explain it to you. Go look it up. Google it. Wikipedia it, if you have to. The no true Scotsman logical fallacy. That is exactly what this is. You have one Christian vehemently declaring that Christianity is the religion of love, and all other religions don't hold love as sacred as Christianity does, and yet stories like this, like what happened to poor Damon Fowler, are exceedingly common in the fundamentalist Christian world. That this happens all the time. When a fundamentalist Christian protests something, you have things like murders at abortion clinics. You have things like the Westboro Baptist Church dishonoring our fallen soldiers who are supposedly doing nothing more than a job to keep us free. You have, reaching farther back in time, you have the fucking Crusades when you have a fundamentalist Christian who's pissed off about something. When you have, say, to use one of the first examples from the other article, when you have a Buddhist, a fundamentalist Buddhist who's pissed off about something and wants to protest. Number one, they don't really get pissed off to begin with, but when they want to protest, what do? They saunter out in the middle of a street, douse themselves with accelerant, and light themselves on fire. That's how a Buddhist fucking protests something. And really, in my personal opinion, that shows 10 times more love for his fellow human beings than anything else, because he says, I'm absolutely pissed off about this, but I'm not going to hurt anyone but myself, maybe to shock you into thinking about something differently. Whereas a Christian, a fundamentalist Christian, yes, I know, that's not the majority of Christians. Stop your no True Scotsman bullshit. When a Christian's pissed off about something, violence seems to be one of their first answers. Even in the modern world, yes, I know the Crusades don't go on anymore, the burning ears don't go on anymore, the witch hunts don't go on anymore, but you still have shit like this. One student who decided to point out a true reality of American life and how our laws are written. And the result is threats on his physical being, threats on his life, and even his parents cutting him off completely simply because he doesn't agree that the imaginary Sky Daddy is floating around in heaven and loves us all and wants nothing more than us to worship him, which seems extremely egocentric to fucking begin with. And people ask me why I have problems with religion. I'm RantingRamsay, that is all.
Hey, did you get all that, man?